everybody. Have I got anyone joining me? Right, I think I am actually back in the right group, so I should be from my Supple Fitness page. Let me see, have we got anyone? This afternoon, maybe not. I don't know where today is going already. Okay, so I'm trying to stick to around 1 o'clock on a Monday, so I appreciate it's a bank holiday, so some of you might be outside enjoying the sunshine, you might be getting your daily exercise, whatever you're doing. This would be a good one to come back to later. So, Monday movement, we've looked at the fascial lines of the feet, we've looked at the hands. So today we're going to look at the spine and the muscles surrounding it, or one of the muscles anyway. So what you're going to do to begin is make sure you've got, maybe you've got a fascial release ball, you might have more of a half-size grid type foam roller, just be careful with that one with regards to the spine, or you might just have like the standard length foam roller. If you haven't got any of those, just go grab your tennis ball, whatever it is you've got, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to start off with a little test to see how the spine is feeling. So we're just going to keep it really simple today, and you're going to start off with a spinal curl. So you're going to lay down on the mat, bring your feet into hip width, just press through the feet, press through the hand line, and then you're going to peel. So just feel that you levitate through the bottom, allow the waistband. Now do this with control. So then the smaller the back comes away, lower ribs, mid ribs, upper ribs. So it's actual peel, so it's flexion of the spine, not a push up like you would if you were doing yoga to extend the spine. Now as you come down, the challenge is to keep the bottom until last and the waistband. So you come back down, one joint in turn. So you peel down, so through your upper ribs, mid ribs, lower ribs, then the smaller the back, then your waistband, then the bottom. So if you've got stiffness in your spine, I guarantee you're going to have landed somewhere and missed out part of that spinal column. So let's go again. One joint in turn, just let it flow this time, don't overthink it. So we're going to breathe in as we peel away, and then we're going to breathe out as we release back down. So notice how that felt, and then we're going to see if we can improve on that. So you're going to start with the ball. Now if you're doing a foam roller, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. You can still do it, but it will be more awkward. So you might want to use the whole roller rather than trying to take it to one side, because it'll probably flip up. So from here, you're going to, let me just spin, you're going to start with the ball in the smaller the back, and we're going to start on the right side. So find that bony prominence here, the back of that sacroiliac joint, and then the ball is just going to go on the side of the spine. So you're not on the spine yet, so we're going to roll up this right side of the spine. So that erector spinae muscle just starts below the waistband into that sacrum, that triangular bone, and it actually inserts up into the base of the skull to the occiput bone. So if you're getting headaches and things like that, it could be because this muscular line is tight. So if you've been sat over your desk or your makeshift desk recently, and it's not been the best for your body, this is going to help release it. So you're going to bring the ball just to the one side. So once you've got into the one side, come onto the forearms, and then we're going to roll. So you could roll 8 to 12 reps. I'm just going to do 8 here to start today. So you're just going to roll up the side of the spine. So whatever you do, don't turn into it because you've got that floating rib. You don't want to snap that. So just keep everything streamlined as you roll. And then once you've done that section, move it up one. So you could do this segmentally on the roller, but you'll probably find your whole body has to be over it rather than taking it into one side. You may get away with it if you've got the shorter roller, just be careful. So we're just supporting here with the forearms. The bottom is just scuffing the floor as you go, or you could be here, hands to the back of the thighs. So whatever feels right in your body, 8 reps, and then I'm just going to move it over to make sure I'm in that view. And then move it up again, so small. Now I say a roll, but it's more like a knead, so you're not pushing your body up over the ball, you're sinking down. Because if you do this, you're going to hyperextend the lower back. and then we move up again. So we're coming all the way up, if you like, that side of this muscle, side of the spine, that erector spinae muscle, up towards the top. Obviously other muscles cross this, like the lats will come into play, the rhomboids, but we're not really focusing on those today. We're just going to isolate the pressure, if you like, or the release with the one muscle here at the sideline of the spine. That's your focal point. So you're going to come all the way up, and then you might want to start to take support to the hand behind the head there. And then we're going to move it again. So you're just going to come up to the top of the shoulders. So we're not actually rolling into the neckline. I'll show you a different one for that at the end. So we do 8 to 12 reps. So I'm just doing 8 like I said today. And then we're going to go through the other side. So if you were to just bring your legs out in front of you and reach forward now, you might find that one side of the body feels more lengthened than the other. That the side you've rolled, your arm is actually, your hand is actually further in front. Not because you put it there, but as you naturally lengthen, the one hand is just maybe a few fingertips in front of the other side. Okay, so now we're going to change to the opposite side. So you're going to start with the ball low. So it's going to go into your left side. So where that bony prominence is, just above there, you're going to start. So it's snug into the side of the spine. So we're not on the spine yet. We're just going to roll all the way up the side towards that occipital bone. So start in the small of the back. You can come down onto the forearms, and then we're going to roll. So just keep that alignment as we go. So this is going to release this fascia that covers your muscles, your bones, your ligaments, your tendons, even wraps around the organs, and every muscular cell in the body is covered in this. So imagine it's like that cling film effect, if you like, that form of connective tissue, it stretches. And then you're going to go up again. So just move it up one and roll. So making sure that you're not, as I said on the opposite side, turning into it, because you've got those floating ribs and you do not want to snap that. So keep the alignment. And again, the bottom isn't really lifting off the floor. Send the hips down, you melt down. And then we move up again. And then it might be as you get a little bit higher that you want to take a support behind the back of the thigh rather than having the hands on the floor. This might start to feel more natural now. And just check you're pressing into the foot line as you go. That is the ball making that noise. And can you feel any releasing through the spine there? And then we're going to move up again. And we roll. So you're not on the main spine yet, you're just on those muscles at the side. Really soft. Roll into that tissue. And we go again. So this is quite a big muscle. So you know when you've got that tension in the body, or in the head and neck, sometimes your headache is not coming from your head, it's coming from further down that spinal column. So a little roll. Now just watching it, pushing yourself back as you roll. So there's a bit of centering going on here. And then we move up again. And you might notice that one side of the body, the tissues feel a little bit tighter than the other. Just round into the foot line. And move up again. Just going to move down on the mat. And it might be that the hands come to the back of the head now. Just watch you don't push up here. Keep the line as you knead into those tissues. And then we're going to release. Okay, now the last line here, before we get into the head and neck region, is the actual line of the spinal column. So with these softer balls, it's perfectly safe because they've got give in them. So often I know some of you might be over your roller, like so. So you might be in this position. So you're still on the centre of the spine, yes? That's okay as well. So wherever you're going now, you're going to start at the base and then we're going to place the hands behind the head, and we're just going to roll. Now you only roll small segments, so don't try and roll the whole line of your spine. Even on that foam roller, just do baby increments there. You're going to get a little bit of abdominal activation. That's going to get a workout, so bonus. Working that line too. Your hands could be here, they might be there, or they can support the head. And then you move up again. Just watch if you've got layers on that you don't get caught up in them, so you just might have to tuck in those layers so it doesn't stop you rolling. So you're pressing into both feet, and then we move up again. And you want to increase that space between the joints in the spine. So on my sat all day, the spine gets compressed. So you want to have, if you like, space between the joints in the spine. You don't want it to be completely flattened. I mean, they're never, anatomically speaking, going to be like that unless you've got wear and tear. But you want to allow there to be space. And then we move up again. It's when we reduce the space, whether that's because we've compressed all the tissues around it, or we might be dehydrated, that we get aches and pains. And obviously it goes without saying, if you've been sat or stood in a fixed position, again, those compressive forces in the tissues aren't healthy. So if you are working from home, making sure that you get up every 30 minutes, because on those fascial lines, it only takes 30 minutes for your organs or the tissues to get stuck together. And then we move up again. And then you're going between the shoulder blade line now, so this feels really nice. Let the head be heavy into the hands, so you've made that little basket for the head to sit in. And again, if you're doing this later on, do up to 12 reps, that's fine. I'm just going to keep it at 8. And then we move again. So you can all the way up to the nape of that neck as you go. Well, this isn't so good. I can feel, I got to keep rolling, everyone. I got a little bit sunburnt the other day. The only place I've got to put cream on my back, and I can feel it now. So we're just going to do 8 there, definitely only 8. And then release. Okay, now your last line is really nice for the neck. Let me show you. I'm going to go with my back to you. So you're going to bring the ball and it sits into the base of the skull. So these little bony prominences at either side. Now you'll feel when you get into this, if it's not comfortable, you can adjust that position. So your head rests back. Now don't have the ball too low down so you jam up the neckline. You want to, if those little bony prominences are sat on a shelf, so there's a little bit of space there. Keep the knees bent, and then you're going to turn your head to the right, centre, turn your head to the left, centre. Be careful if you've got bobbles, clips in. Now if you find the ball's rolling away, just bring it down a fraction, because as you move it might just slightly go. So don't overturn, press the head back so you've got a light connection. Imagine you've got that tennis ball between the chin and the chest line, and then we just turn. You can close the eyes if you prefer, just massage into the head, into the neck as you go. And you can do up to 8 of these each side. That's it. Smooth movements right to left. So just into the base of the skull. Now if you're on one of these, it's going to be a little different. It's not going to roll with you, okay? So you just turn. So you're there. So but keep the head back slightly so it's not a complete turn onto the side of your face if you're on one of these rollers. So just tiny. So right to left. We're not rolling forward and back, we're just turning right to left. Okay? And then when you've done that last rep, just move your roller or the fascial release ball or tennis ball, whatever you've used, out of the way. Now come back into this position. Now from here, just go back into your little spinal curl. Does it feel different? Does it feel easier? Have you got more freedom of movement? So, you know, it wouldn't hurt you to take a movement break and do this, maybe mid-morning or at lunchtime. Ideal. Just do one more here. Peel away, and then one joint in turn like that string of pearls. comes back down. And then you're going to bring yourself into a seated position. Bring your legs back out in front and then just lengthen. Now, just check now, your fingertips should be level, so we haven't got one arm, if you like. It's not really the arm that's longer than the other bit because you release through the fascia, through those tissues. And then come back up to centre. So I hope that has helped with your spine and those surrounding muscles that we focused on. And it doesn't hurt to do that every day. So 8 to 12 reps in one place. You can do the right side of the spine, the left side, and then the main spine. And don't forget the head and neck, it's just a turning right to left. So I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget we've got Tranquil Tuesday tomorrow. I will see some of you from my private Pilates group later. I don't think I've ever taught so much online in one day. I've gone live. So I'm hoping to get out for my walk now. And see you all soon. Bye.